Awesome date, August 1st, 2008. Awesome topic, why so serious? This is the OSMcast. Hey folks, and welcome once more to the OSMcast. I'm Basil.
I'm Eric.
And I'm nobody.
And that's us. So how y'all doing today?
Pretty good.
Looking at y'all's new TV.
New 42-inch 1080p.
1080 DPI.
1080 DPI. Technical terms.
Yes, it is very nice. But with my government check, it's very nice. I've been the past week playing a game that I've been meaning to play ever since it came out. What's Trusty Bell actually called?
Eternal Sonata.
Yes, Eternal Sonata. And it's awesome.
If you say so.
It really is. I really enjoy any game that features Frederick Francois Chopin, the great composer, as a playable character. It's fabulous.
He's kind of a dick.
Yeah, he's kind of a dick. Like, there's this 14-year-old girl who's dying of some terminal illness, and he's like, oh yes, it's so sad to die of a terminal illness. Boo-hoo-hoo.
Yeah.
Cry more. And the little girl is just like,
Yay!
yay!
I love you, Chopin.
Yeah.
And then they go to fight taxation.
Well, that's like the government plot that runs the real plot. Like, the real plot is, like, the dying guy's head and the little girl, who's obviously his sister.
Yeah, the whole thing is basically just a fever dream of Frederick Chopin as he's dying of tuberculosis.
Yeah, the government and the plot and the mineral powder and crap isn't really a plot as much as, like, the vehicle that keeps the characters moving through the story about Frederick Chopin's crazy brain dream.
Well, now, the game does bring up a lot of points of Frederick Chopin's actual life, and I know I'm mispronouncing Chopin, by the way. Just
Chopin.
like it's actually pronounced Chopin, it's actually Chopin, just like it's Beethoven.
Just like Chopper from One Piece.
And Monet. Let's see, who else am I forgetting? I don't know, it was a big joke back, when me and my uppity sisters were playing our uppity music lessons.
When you were like uppity around
Uppity
5.
high school.
Yes. My uppity, age 5. Yes.
But anyway.
Now, what's actually in the world of awesome, James plays music now. Unfortunately, we're a little bit late to the party on this one, but we're going to talk about it anyways.
Yep.
A couple weeks ago, there was an internet phenomenon that was created by Joss Whedon during a really bored week, during the writer's strike. He was like, I was going to do this thing, I was going to do that thing, none of those other things that are panned out. Screw it, I'm going to do a supervillain musical.
There just aren't enough supervillain musicals,
During the writer's strike, apparently, according to if I remember from the FAQ, him and a few other guys were trying to go through normal channels to create, like, some more fresh, good entertainment, and it just wasn't working, so he's just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to do it. This is going too slow, it's not working, we're going to do this on our own. With the aid of, I believe I'm quoting him, everyone I've ever met, my brother, my friends, and people I ran into on the street.
And the result was Dr. Horrible's
Sing-Along blog.
It was pure brilliance. Absolutely.
He did update it on the web. He did it 1 week, on a Tuesday, on a Thursday, and a Saturday. Then after that Sunday, he took it all down. You now can download on iTunes. It's only $4 for everything, or just $2 an episode. And it's worth it.
It's way worth it. They're going to put out a DVD. They were actually talking at Comic-Con, and I don't have this 100% confirmed, but I believe he said during one of the panels there will be more Dr. Horrible that they've already they've made enough money to justify doing another one.
It's certainly possible. I mean, Doogie Howser is like supervillain, and what's his face from
Nathan Fillion from Mal from Serenity, Firefly,
and Felicia Day as what's her face?
Yes,
who normally plays in the Guild.
But it's
Is that where she's from?
Yeah, from Buck.
Yeah.
She did season. She was in Dr. Horrible. Yeah, she writes, creates, and stars in The Guild, which is an awesome series, and everybody should go to www.watchtheguild.com to check it out. And she was in the last season of Buffy. So. And she's going to be on House next month. And House is awesome, and this is the World of Awesome, so I'll throw that out there, I believe, at the end of September.
Oh, yeah, new House is coming out.
Yeah, she's a
Excellent.
patient. I think she's in the first episode of the premiere of House, or maybe the second episode.
Excellent. House is actually my favorite, TV show, ever. So.
It's pretty awesome.
Apparently, she's supposedly from Huntsville.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
She is?
Yeah. Yep, Huntsville, Alabama.
Go fig.
That's what the internet.
What's her actual name?
I don't know.
Felicia Day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it's anyone we know.
Yeah, I don't think it's anyone we know or anything, but.
Well, just every time I saw her, she looked real familiar, but I don't know. It's a big town.
I probably saw her in old Buffy episodes.
That's probably where I did see her.
Oh, Buffy. Oddly enough, my favorite episode of the Buffy series was the musical episode.
It's a lot of people's favorite episode, apparently.
And it certainly carries on through with this. It is, in fact, sort of like a blog. It's very much like a musical, and is totally win.
It's totally win. The songs are great. I sit there and listen to the songs all the time now.
I think the songs from the second episode are probably the best.
The second episode musically to me was the best, though I really do love the laundry song in the first episode.
Yeah. That was
and
good.
Captain Hammer's song in episode 3 is good. I don't
Yes.
I don't like the finale song very much.
Well, you know that they had made a little comic to go along with the Dr. Horrible thing that's basically how to be like Captain Hammer, and it's a pretty fun read.
Yeah, there's actually Dr. Horrible comics coming from Dark Horse, I believe.
Captain Hammer's all like, then you get maybe I should sleep with him again. I hear that's when you get to do the weird stuff. It's only all his groupies show up and go, we'll do the weird stuff. Who you first only meet in this third act.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Which make those t-shirts they sell, the groupie t-shirts, make
Yeah.
way more sense now that you know that the groupies wear them.
Especially a lot later on when groupies, well, I won't say anything. But
I'm looking forward to a DVD that they put out. I want to hear all the commentary that they have to make about this.
One of them is going to be Commentary, the musical.
apparently it's probably a musical commentary.
Musical commentary on it. And they're also doing, there's been no official announcement, this was another thing talked about at Comic-Con, where they're going to do fan submissions for the Evil League of Evil, and put the top 10 fan submissions for the Evil League of Evil onto the DVD.
I don't know if they can beat evil Thomas Jefferson.
Well, we'll see. I know one of my friends is doing one. I'm planning on doing one.
I want to do one. I want to be Mom. I'd be the best supervillain ever.
Well, I thought you were going to be the mom in mine.
Well, yes.
But no plot spoilers for that either.
Yes. Enough. Go on.
Yeah, I don't know what they're smoking, but... And also speaking on awesome...
Have you guys seen the new Hellboy movie that's out? It's
yeah.
How did you describe it, Basil? You had a great description.
It's like a Changeling movie.
Yes.
That guest stars Hellboy. The old White Wolf game Changeling, all the fairies and stuff who are sort of there but not there, but must keep the world all fruity and fairyful.
Happy, yeah.
Sort of like that, only through with sort of a Pan's Labyrinth sheen.
Yeah, it's kind of like Hellboy went tromping around some Pan's Labyrinth, and it's pretty spectacular and awesome. I really enjoyed it.
I liked it. I did not feel it was as good as the first movie. I guess I'm going to be the one who throws that out, because I know these two probably liked it better.
Well, I like them both pretty equally, just for different ways. I mean, it is really hard to top undead Nazis.
Yeah, it's I kind of felt the whole movie was kind of was much more disjointed. I felt it had better dialogue, but worse writing. The plot didn't hang together very well for me.
It hanged me together just fine. I mean, I had a lot of fun watching it. It was definitely one of the most fun movies I've seen this year.
I really liked watching it just because I don't know. I always like it when that director guy.
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah,
I'm probably mispronouncing.
I know it. I just can't pronounce it, so I don't even try. But I really do like it when he just kind of lets loose. Like I really like his take on things. I really do think that he is kind of like the modern Jim Henson. And so it's really interesting to see somebody who's just like creative, like just create something up on the screen, and that's what I think that he does most of the time. And that's what I think this Hellboy really was. It was kind of just an excuse for him to create this whole little fantasy world.
I just want to give him props for letting his two main characters get drunk in the middle of the movie.
Yeah, get drunk and start singing.
And just start singing. Like, that was great. The fact that the director was down with his character so much, he would just let that happen. That was awesome. I was like, you go, sir. You go.
Some of the plot points were kind of predictable. I don't think that I'll be spoiling it when I tell you that the thing that you think when you first see the girl, yeah, that happens. Like, it's real easy to figure out, but that's okay.
It's a really easy plot. I mean, evil fairy dude who looks like a blood elf
doesn't look like a blood elf. He's way pastier, and he doesn't look anything like a blood elf.
Well, maybe you have a different color scheme on your computer than I do, but he looked kind of like a blood elf to me.
No, he doesn't.
Anyways, this blood elf.
Who doesn't look anything like blood elf.
Like, you humans suck for nature. I'll just start a war with the humans.
And then all of his people rise up with one voice and go, "It's a bad idea!" But he ignores all of them. You never meet a fairy but this one guy who thinks what he's doing is a good idea. Like, everyone's like, no, man.
You do meet some that are loyal to him, but they still don't think.
Yeah, even they don't think it's his guys. The troll with no lines.
And the rocket punch.
And the rocket punch.
Who, Hellboy... conveniently takes care of very handily.
Oh, handily. I see what you did there.
LOL.
I really like the rocket punch troll guy.
I liked him too. It was a fun ride that I just don't feel was as epic or hang together as well as the first film did.
Well, I mean, it's no Speed Racer, but no movie this year has been Speed Racer.
Except for Batman, Iron Man... Okay, I'm done. Actually,
no movie has been Speed.
No movie has been as good as Speed Racer, but those other two movies, which are way better. But
now, Speed movie that's almost as good as Speed Racer, The Dark Knight. So, we had Batman Begins, and he has now begun. So where do you go with Batman after he's begun? The obvious answer.
The obvious answer is the Joker.
So obvious we all had to say it at the same time.
The Dark Knight, which, if anyone noticed, didn't get titled until the very end of the film, which I actually kind of liked, is the latest installment in this reboot of the Batman franchise, which, thank God, has taken us out of the days of Arnold Schwarzenegger going, "Freeze, Batman!" and stuff like that.
It's directed by Christopher Nolan, starring with Batman as Christian Bale.
And Cookie Monster plays the role of Batman.
No, Nathan Explosion plays the role of Batman. We had this discussion already.
Look, he talks like this. Do they ever deadlock? Do they ever deadlock? Cookies. Really, could be the same character.
Yeah, it's good. How do you know the same actor doesn't voice both Nathan Explosion and Cookie Monster?
Maybe on his off time, Nathan Explosion.
Say, Toki, go get me those cookies.
Toki, go get me those cookies.
And that's how Batman sounds.
Yeah.
Really, that's the only real downer on this movie.
Yeah, exactly. That I had to get it out in the open, but the one big thumbs down in the whole movie is Christian Bale tried really, really, really too hard to do the gruff Batman voice.
It was okay early on in the film. Earlier in the film, it really did seem like all he was really trying to do was just disguise his voice, and if you think about it, that is probably what Batman would do. But later on, it just got...
What was the dramatic
when he starts
dialogue?
doing, like, speeches and stuff.
Yeah, the problem was his early stuff was fine because he was just talking. The later stuff where he's got this dramatic dialogue to the Joker and dramatic dialogue to Harvey Dent and everything, it's, different. Like, it's one thing to have Batman go, say something like, hey, you ready for this, or something like that, or, the Joker is hiding at this building. That's one thing. When you have a guy going, the people of this city won't give in to you, it's...
I like how you guys are supporting my fantasies, even though we're talking about something else.
It's just, it's different.
But, on the other hand, he does a really good Bruce Wayne.
Oh, great Bruce Wayne. This is my favorite Bruce Wayne. Because it's almost, in this one, I love it when he is playing the playboy, and then he starts to talk to somebody who he's using his real personality with, and you can just see the shift in, like, his face. I mean, it's almost like you can see in his facial features the shift from, the airy playboy that he's pretending to be to everyone, to the grim, get things done guy that is the real Bruce Wayne.
And then to the Cookie Monster Explosion Batman. But it is kind of neat, this one, where normally you really see is, Batman playing Bruce Wayne. And this one you get to see actually three, the Bruce Wayne persona, the Batman persona, and then the actual guy who is the center focus on all of this.
Yeah.
Though that said, it's not really his story so much as it's Harvey Dent's story.
And we got to give a big shout out to Aaron Eckhart. I salute you, sir. This is one of the best performances in a superhero movie I've ever seen. Did a brilliant job as Harvey Dent.
Much like the first movie was the creation story of Bruce Wayne and Batman, this one really is the creation or origin stories of Harvey Dent and Two-Face.
Yeah, that you really, throughout the movie, that really did work you up to really feel for the Harvey Dent character, and his fall into Two-Face was really just
tragic.
It was just tragic. You just felt bad watching it, and you just saw it coming. Usually when you sit there and you're watching a Batman movie that features Two-Face, when he's being Harvey Dent, you're all sitting there going, okay, turn into Two-Face, okay, turn into Two-Face. This one you really didn't want him to.
Yeah, normally you're sitting there going, okay, become the interesting character, which is the villain. And here you're begging the director. You're begging Nolan, no, don't let it happen. Don't let this man fall like that. There's a line that's from the campaign, which is, I believe in Harvey Dent. And if I had to summarize one sentence for how I felt about the movie when I came out of it, it would be, I believe in Harvey Dent. It's perfect for it.
Much like in the first movie, it sort of gave me an example of how far can a man fall before he can pick himself up. Much like when you see the beginnings of Bruce Wayne in the first movie, he was, a homeless guy who was beating up other homeless just to survive, and then he eventually builds himself to come back as Bruce Wayne and Batman. This one is, how far can a man fall and
just
not
fall.
Be able to get back up?
Yeah, it was just a brilliant performance.
And the crux to this, and why Batman and Bruce Wayne could get back up but Harvey couldn't, was this wonderfully horrible little man named the Joker.
The Joker. Heath Ledger plays the Joker, and he does a great job. I've always said that there's three main pieces of the Joker. There's the criminal Joker, which is the earliest guy with a gimmick, like the 1970s show had. There's the crazy kind of goofy Joker, which is the one most of us are most familiar with. That's the animated series and stuff like that. And then there's the truly psycho, crazy killer, I will do horrible things Joker.
Which is the most recent incarnation of the Joker in the comic books.
And is what they chose to bring to the screen here. And most versions aren't simply one of these. They're a mixture of all three. Mm-hmm. And this one is pretty straight out the psychotic Joker. He's got a little bit of the flair from the comedy Joker, But he's got none of the criminal Joker. He's not interested in money or actual crime at all, really, in this movie.
Yeah.
As he says himself, he only likes two things. Gasoline and gunpowder, and both of those are cheap.
It was really interesting, and it's except for a couple of lines, most all his humor isn't like, haha, that was kind of funny. It was like, that's funny because I didn't expect to see that happen. Oh my gosh, that's so horrible. I can't help but laugh in order to comprehend it.
Yeah, the Joker in this is all about the surprise twist. Like, that's the plot, the punchline you don't see coming. That's where the Joker's humor comes from in this.
I actually know one of our friends who didn't like this movie because they didn't think the Joker was funny enough.
Yeah,
thinking that Joker's supposed to be funny, but reading the comic books lately, I really kind of agree with this Joker much better as a more dramatic character.
Well, this Joker fits a movie character much better. Like, yeah. I feel that I love the Batman cartoon. Don't get me wrong, the Batman animated series which is Mark Hamill's Joker, to me up till this point was the Joker to me. Love them to death. They're terrific, but you know what? Like, that would not have translated very well to the large screen.
Yeah, to this movie.
Especially to this movie. To the tone they're trying to set with the Batman films.
I honestly think that for the animated Joker, the Mark Hamill style Joker is the best. But for live action, I think this one is, Heath Ledger hands down pulls off the best live action Joker I've seen. And a lot of people go, Jack Nicholson, blah, 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 blah. Man, screw that.
Yeah, screw Jack Nicholson's Joker.
That was just Jack Nicholson pretending he was a guy in white paint.
I gotta tell you guys, I'm gonna say something now that's probably gonna make some movie fans, like, none of the earlier Batman films were any good, okay? None of them. Not even the first one, which everybody goes, well, I don't like any but the first one. You know what? No, they were all bad. Even the first one done by Tim Burton. Like,
I liked the one done by Tim Burton.
Like, well, the first two were done by Tim Burton.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
And no, they're both bad. I'm sorry. I'm sure people disagree with me, but, like, fuck them all. Fuck every Batman movie until Batman Begins. So,
I actually don't even think the original Batman Begins compares to this one.
Oh, no. I was not a huge fan of Batman Begins. I just felt it at the time was the best Batman ever done on screen.
However, I feel that was required for this one to be good.
Yeah.
Yes.
For that one to happen.
Yeah, that one had to happen in order for this one. Heath Ledger he embodied the Joker just so amazingly.
Oh, I had nightmares about this character. And the thing about the character is he's hilarious in some ways because he's always going on about, I'm just an agent of chaos. I'm just doing random things. I'm just a dog chasing cars. But
he always had an elaborate plan.
Always has an elaborate plan. Like, that's the thing about the Joker. He's always talking about how his things are all random and chaos and against the established order. But he's always one step ahead of you with his plan.
Well, the original definition of chaos was not actually the lack of order. It was an order so divine that humans could not comprehend it.
Well, I mean, you can even see that he was a really big schemer in the very first, 10 minutes of the film.
Oh, yeah.
Or it's just a Joker heist.
Yeah, but love the opening. Are we in spoiler territory now?
We've been in spoiler territory.
We've kind of been in spoiler territory. We'll
just go.
Look, the fact is, chances are, you probably have already seen this movie. So from now on, we're going to talk as if you've already seen a movie, and you just want to hear people talk about the movie.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Let's see. Now, I will say that I was a little sad by how brief Two-Face was. I loved the way they did Two-Face. Don't get me wrong. I loved the Two-Face character. I love how the character himself really didn't know what he was going to do till he flipped the coin. Like, yeah. That's the thing, when a lot of people write Two-Face, they just have the coin flip be like, we already know where this coin flip's going to go. And no, like in this film, it's like he flips on a guy he really wants to kill, but the coin comes up good, so he just knocks her out. Or later, when there's two guys in the car, he flips once, and he says, "You're a lucky man." And he flips again, and he goes, "Unfortunately, he's not." Who's not? Your driver. But you got the feeling that if both had come up heads, he'd have let them both go.
One thing that was pointed out earlier that I really did like about the movie was they tried to show that Harvey Dent had that kind of flair, where he was letting chance decide even as Harvey Dent, but then it pulled it away when you saw that the coin had two heads. So he was always saying, okay, heads you live, tails you die, but it would never have fallen tails. Like, he was completely incorruptible until he was, of course,
corrupted.
Right.
And I had one guy say that they didn't like that because that was cheesy, a friend of mine, but at the same time, I loved that because, for one thing, it's sort of like where he's got a you don't know the coin's two-headed. Well, you do if you're a Batman fan. But, if you don't know the coin is two-headed if you're watching just a normal moviegoer.
Yeah, I didn't actually know until they showed it.
And they're doing these terrible things to this guy, like nobody was just saying. It starts to make you think, oh, this is how he could fall to be Two-Face. This, must be his darker side. No, he doesn't have one, not until the Joker gives him one.
Yeah.
And that was great filmmaking right there. I kind of felt that he should have not appeared for the rest of the film. They blow up a hospital at one point, and I kind of felt that was the last time you should ever see Two-Face, and then they deal with all the stuff in the next film.
Yeah.
It was definitely enough for them to do a next film on it, which some reason I don't think they're going to do a Two-Face movie now.
Yeah. They can't. They killed him, didn't they?
Yeah, they killed him at the end.
Yeah, I mean, they go from the entire rise and fall of Harvey Dent.
Yeah, see, that was the thing. I would have loved to see. This is the rise and fall of Harvey, and he starts to fall. Right. This is the rise and the fall, and then the next movie would have been what he did after he'd fallen. Right. And they could have had a mystery thing where you got the two cops in Gordon's unit. You don't know who's bad, and there could have been a mystery element where they still don't know who had been turned. And
which could have been a really lot more actual detective work.
Yeah, it could have led into more detective work from Batman. My biggest problem with Begins was the fact that Bruce Wayne seems kind of like a thug most of the time, and I liked this film because he was much more the detective character.
He did do a lot of his detecting with gadgets rather than actual in the streets.
Yeah, most of his stuff was with gadgets, and he did have to have Lucius Fox hold his hand while he was using the machine that would tell him the detective work.
Because at least in the first movie, he did do a lot of actual on the streets detective work.
Yeah.
Because I actually kind of disagree with you on him as being a thug in the first movie. So I watched it before seeing this one, and he does some actual detective work. Like he did, in fact, lose his costume, go on the streets as a homeless guy to get information.
Well, we're not going to go into Begins right now. There were many problems with Begins, but I disagree with that. But there you go. I was a little sad that they decided to ditch Gotham City and just go with Chicago in this film.
They did that?
Like, I don't know if anybody noticed, but the railroad that ran around the city didn't exist anymore in this. Like, it was never seen. Everything was very obviously just Chicago. Now, they still called it Gotham, and they still put, GPD and everything everywhere. But if you watch the film, they don't bother to disguise it as much as they did in Batman Begins. Batman Begins, they built massive, skylines and sets to make Chicago into Gotham, and they didn't do that here.
In the first movie, Gotham was almost its own character, where in this one, it's very much about, Batman, Gordon, Harvey Dent, and Joker.
It should still look like it's in the same city, though. I mean, I understand that not, going into shots all the time of it and everything, but they should have still been there. The railroad that ran around the city, you should have been able to see that, right?
We did see railroads.
But it was never the raised railroad thing that was running around Gotham. That should have been visible from somewhere in the film. Geez. Other than that, I really liked this film. It was a much more cerebral, in a lot of ways, film than some of the other superhero films that have come out this year.
From what I understand, this took a lot of stuff from two specific graphic novels.
Yeah, the characterization of the Joker was supposed to come from A Killing Joke, which is the I think it's a one-shot comic, where the Joker shoots Barbara Gordon and turns her into the Oracle, or rather, she turns herself into the Oracle later because of that. Anyway, and from that, it was just supposed to be the characterization of Joker. And then the other one is The Long Halloween, which they stole a bunch of stuff from. The triumvirate of good guys, Batman, Harvey Dent, and Jim Gordon, is directly taken from that film, and they're kind of like interaction between the three of them. In fact, there's at least one scene that's a direct pull where they're on the rooftop and talking, all three of them, and a Batman vanishes, and Harvey Dent looks real shocked, and Jim Gordon doesn't, and says, "Oh, he does that." That's like a almost word-for-word retelling of that particular scene in the comic. Though I will get it out there that Heath Ledger didn't actually finish reading either comic.
Really?
Like it said on the wiki for this when I was doing research for talking about this, that he tried but couldn't get through either comic. So I don't know how much of his Joker performance was actually taken from that, but I do know that the writing was very much taken from both comics.
And wasn't the whole point of the Killing Joke was that anyone can be Joker with just one really bad day?
The point of a Killing Joke was the Joker trying to push. I think he's trying to push Jim Gordon into in the same way he was pushing Harvey Dent in this film. It's been a long time since I've read it, and it also the whole dichotomy of Joker feeling that Batman's just like him and everything, that they're two crazy guys in a sane world. Is also there's a big scene with Batman and Joker talking at the end where the Joker tells him a joke, and they both end up just laughing, and that is like the Batman-Joker relationship in about 4 pages, like in a nutshell, and much of that was taken into this movie.
Because you definitely sort of get really a feel of Harvey Dent where it's like, I'm going to make him a true instrument of chaos.
Yep.
Whereas Joker is very much a cold, calculated, wouldn't this be an interesting twist? Yeah, that's why he chose Harvey Dent, was because he was supposed to be the White Knight, the glowing, shining beacon that Gotham could use as a rallying point to become the good city that it needs to be.
And I will say, you felt for when Bruce Wayne is like, finally, someone who can take this job from me, someone who for real can be a hero to this city, and not just a guy in this. You felt for him. It was probably the only time I really felt bad for Bruce Wayne during the whole film was when he's talking to his girlfriend or whatever.
Well, it's very hard to feel bad for a guy who is one of the richest men of the world, most powerful, owns one of the is like the head company owner of a major corporation, and is also not super strong, but is a trained fighter, gallivants around the town in high-tech gadgets, is a superhero. It's hard to feel bad for that person.
Even though my parents died! Rah!
But there we go. Speaking of all the I liked the Wayne Enterprises stuff.
Yeah,
yes.
I liked whenever they were in the boardroom.
Someone caught Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, like the contractor who figured out who he was.
Was he the contractor? I thought he was like the accountant or something.
No, he was. I believe he was a contract employee to go over that business deal.
Oh, I see.
Lucius Fox was good in this, though I do felt he was kind of shoehorned in several times. The sonar cell phone gadget really felt to me like, well, we've got to give Lucius Fox something to do during the climax, right?
Yeah, so I noticed that in the beginning of the film he's really prevalent because he's actually needed, because that's where we're dealing with one of the bad guys is also trying to broker a deal with Wayne Enterprises,
which was another example of Bruce Wayne doing detective work, as he tried to get this deal on purpose in order to get a closer look at the company's books, which I thought was great. But anyway, sorry, go on.
But after that was over, there wasn't quite so much reason for Lucius to do anything.
Yeah, so they kind of shoehorned him in at the end with this little,
So we're watching this movie, half of them went, man, I haven't seen much of Lucius lately.
Yeah,
I hope they bring him back somehow. And they did. So I really can't complain too much, although
I actually really liked at the end when Batman was saying about how sometimes people need to have their fate rewarded. And one of the things when they were building this big, sonar machine out of cell phones was, Lucius was completely against using this. He thought that this thing just shouldn't exist, and Batman should never have created it. And so Batman said, okay, well, just help me this one time, type your name in, and then leave. And as he typed his name in at the end of it, that destroyed it.
It's true.
And it was really great.
Which was great, but also telegraphed. That it was probably the most telegraphed move in the whole movie, as he actually said the line, "As long as this machine's here, I won't be."
Well, yes.
Like, it was kind of, you knew exactly what was going to happen when he typed that name in to the computer.
Well, no, it did present, if they didn't want to bring Lucius Fox back in the next movies, it did provide a way out for that character. You know, if Batman was going to be like, screw you, I'm going to keep this, which Batman could very well have done. I really liked that scene. I also really... I hated the magic trick, though.
Oh, I loved that.
I like the magic trick.
I love that. That epitomized the Joker of this film.
I could not watch the magic trick. I'm horribly phobic about things happening to my eyes, and so that was just, like, death for me.
But you will never forget his magic trick. Yeah, I think that right there is, give me one reason why we should allow you. How about a magic trick? You know, there you go. Like, that kind of showed the Joker's twisted humor there.
And it almost got to the point where it was like, okay, you like to flip things on their head. We get that. Because he does it through the entire film.
He never, like, did you notice that when he's telling the story of how he got his little smiley face scars, he never told the same story twice. He never tells the
same story twice. He's obviously lying about that. When he's telling the Batman where to find the two people, he lies and mixes up their addresses on purpose, in order that Batman will save Harvey Dent and not the girl. Not the girl. Rachel Dawson? Is that her name?
Yeah. Rachel, who Harvey Dent, both Harvey and Bruce love.
There was a bad... Yeah, I didn't feel that was the most...
They love her. I felt that Harvey Dent loved her.
Yeah, you felt that Harvey Dent loved her. It
felt weird that Batman loved her.
Well, she was the big love interest from the first film, even though they used a different actress in this film.
Like, I totally could see it, but again, I just watched the first movie. And it really does work as a companion piece together.
Well, since it's been a while since I've seen the first movie, their love story felt a little bit of strange. And part of me was also going, no, Batman, you must hold out for Catwoman.
Oh, God. Halle Berry Catwoman flashbacks.
Well, maybe they gave her a decent script.
Yeah, maybe if Halle Berry played Catwoman in this version, she might do a good job. You know, she's not a bad actress. She couldn't help it.
So, we've gotten Scarecrow, Ra's al Ghul, Two-Face, and Joker. I don't think any discussion of any Batman movie is complete without the question, who do you guys want in the next movie? Who I want is Clayface. That's who I want. However, I don't think Clayface matches the more realistic tone that they're trying to set with these films. So I'm betting the Riddler.
It's going to be really hard, though, because the Riddler could easily just be another Joker.
No, but see, if these guys have shown very obviously that they know the material, at least to a decent extent. And in the comics, the Riddler and the Joker are not similar characters. Where they became similar characters was the last movie. In fact,
true.
Was the Jim Carrey who was playing the Joker and as the Riddler. Like, the Riddler character is a somber character. He's he's an accountant with a tie, and he's not the big energy. And this Joker, Heath Ledger, still had big energy, even if it wasn't laughing all the time. It was always played with a flair, with an energy, always moving.
He wasn't somber, he was macabre, I think is a better...
And the Riddler is a very somber, quiet, almost guy, who's a very more serious-toned, person. And I think if written correctly, the Riddler could be...
Well, I would like to see how they would do Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy would be really good. Hell, cast him. We were just talking about casting Halle Berry again. Cast Uma Thurman again, please. Just give her a decent script.
Yeah, that would. I also wouldn't mind Talia. Ra's al Ghul's daughter.
I've never liked the Ra's al Ghul stuff in outside of the cartoon. I never liked the comic book version. I didn't like the Begins version.
Well, I've always liked Ra's al Ghul in both versions, so that would be kind of neat. Or, even Catwoman would be cool, too.
Yeah, I'd like to see Catwoman.
Catwoman would be pretty good.
I'd like Harlequin to come back.
You'd have to... Harlequin is a character, in my opinion, doesn't work without the Joker.
Well, no.
And I don't think Harlequin would work for this Joker.
I think she would. I think this Joker would appreciate a random fangirl.
Now, Let's see who. Scarface might work real well with the whole mob theme. I mean, this Batman series is very much into the mob, and if I recall correctly, Scarface was a mobster. So,
well, since the whole movie of Scarface was about the mob and stuff.
And then there's let's see. Oh, who else could you do Anarchy? But I don't think that would be very good. A Hush-like storyline would be kind of neat. Though you'd need more villains, I guess, before you could actually do the Hush. You'd need to do another movie before you could do the Hush movie.
Wouldn't you have to have the Riddler and Clayface before you could do a Hush story arc?
Probably, but I mean, you could work with it. You could work around Clayface. You'd need the Riddler, but
yeah,
you could work around Clayface.
I wouldn't mind either, like, say, Poison Ivy or Catwoman, but they'd probably want one more since they seem to be doing the whole two-villain thing. But they're doing the two-villain thing incredibly well these past two movies.
They have done the two... I hate the two-villain thing. I want to get this one out there. I despise the two-villain crap. I hated it in Spider-Man. I hate it in every single Batman movie. You know, guys, you have a hard enough time generating true, honest character building out of your main character, his sidekick, and the villain, right? Oh. You don't need to throw in a third one.
They circumvented that one in this time, because you know how we've been going on and on and on about how much character development Harvey Dent got? Well, they solved the problem of the Joker's character development in the best way possible. They didn't give him any. Like, he just walked into town and he was just the Joker, and if you didn't know who the Joker was, you obviously didn't deserve to know who the Joker was. Well, and it just went from there.
Yeah, there was no origin story.
It was more a force of nature than anything else.
Yeah,
he just was.
He just came in and there he was.
Well, that's specifically citing the origin story stuff, and I was very glad of that, because, again, you spend a million years having to tell one character's origin, and then when you do two villains, to have to tell two villains' origins. This film did it brilliantly. It didn't have to tell Batman's origin, because we did that in Batman Begins. It just had the Joker exist, and then it spent the entire movie doing Two-Face's origin.
And I think they could do something like, I don't think you would really need to explain Catwoman's story. I think you just have Catwoman there.
Catwoman...
Well, she was a thief. I mean, Catwoman had a very pretty... I mean, there was deeper than that, but the very basics is the woman's a thief. She could just be a thief in Gotham.
I know there's been various incarnations of Catwoman's backstory, you know, all having to do with cats and varying degrees, and sometimes Egyptian gods and whatnot. But isn't the true one literally just what you said? She's basically just a thief that dressed up like a cat.
Well, yeah, but she was also, like, rich, too. She stole because she could. And I think that would really correspond really well into the new movie, because Batman's being hunted for being a villain, even though he's not actually a villain.
Not actually a villain.
He's the hero Gotham deserves, but not what they need.
Yep.
That was a little bit hokey at the end.
It was a little bit hokey, but I think it does I think that was a concession to the masses a little bit for what was going on.
But it ties up the movie really well.
I think they could have actually spent a little bit more time with those lines and said it a way that wasn't quite as. It's like somebody those last few lines are kind of like someone trying to describe the plot of Final Fantasy X. You know, where it gets just a little bit too convoluted, and it would have been nice if they just, like, simplified it just a little bit more. Like, not a lot, maybe just, like, if they could have taken out one or two words.
So, wait, you didn't want to be the dream of the enemy's dreams, son?
Moving right along.
I mean, I think it ended well enough as it could. I mean, it was already freaking 3 hours.
Yeah.
And while I enjoyed all of it, I felt every second of it.
But see if they had just cut it off at the hospital, saved all that to the next film, and just gone straight to the confrontation with Joker. We could have beat Joker, had a big, cool plot and mystery with a great villain played by a great actor for the next film, and the movie would have clocked in at like 2 hours, and we would have, it would have been a perfect length.
You're right, it would be, but it didn't. So we didn't have to deal, and I think that with Batman on the hunt, you are being hunted. Someone in a somewhere similar position, like he would be a person who's also filthy rich, who is also a thief, or he's a hero.
That would be a good time.
That would be a really good counterpoint. And they wouldn't have to explain much. She steals some stuff, they meet at a party, boom, you're done. that could happen incongruent with any other storyline.
Hey, Clayface could be going around pretending to be Batman, doing bad things.
Well, it's true. And
there we
Penguin
go.
could show up and randomly try to run for mayor.
Oh,
is Dan DeVito still doing stuff? I mean, that a totally, completely other thing that should have been in the world of awesome. Freakazoid's out on DVD. Now, go buy it. Do it. Okay, I'm done.
Excellent, Mason.
So, how much awesome are we going to give the Dark Knight?
Lots of awesomes!
I give it Heath Ledger awesomes, since, out of respect for the man, because...
He's dead and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with nobodies. And kudos to Heath Ledger for this.
We're sorry that you overdeed on the medications you took to...
wear away the
being
nightmares
the Joker.
of being the Joker. But it was a brilliant last performance. Though he does have one more movie coming out where he half finished the movie.
I tell you, he really got into the head of being the Joker, and...
That was unfortunately
and
fatal.
in the end, the Joker had the last laugh. Super teen extraordinaire, freakazoid, runs around in underwear, freakazoid, and you're running a chimpanzee, freakazoid, something, freaking me, freaking you, he's here to say it.
Music. Wait, is there music here?
Yeah, there should be some music here.
Batman. Play like the 1970s theme, James.
No.
Yes, play 70s theme.
No, this is a Dark Knight.
Eric's taking over here.
Soundtrack.
This is up to you, James. Play the 70s theme.
He really should play the 70s theme at some point. Just not now.
Just right now.
This has been the OSMcast. If you want to learn more about us, or if you liked us, check us out on the web at OSMcast.com and leave a message or comment in the comment section.
OSMcast. So awesome, only 3 letters can contain it.
Or you can leave us an email at osmcast@gmail.com. Or you can even send us a voicemail at the Awesome Line, area code 206-426-5063.
Bye-bye.